My name's Aron Stephens. I am a graduate of Portland State University in their Master of Public Health program. I work at Multnomah County Health Department in the Emergency Planning, Preparedness and Response Department, and I am a local resident of South Tabor neighborhood. I represent South Tabor Neighborhood Association in that I was the South Tabor Harvest Festival committee coordinator. I got involved when I moved to the neighborhood. So my partner and I bought a home here about a year and a half ago, almost 2 years ago, and I decided I'm permanent and I was going to become involved in my community. Community service has always been a really large part of my life from when I was very young to present day, so I decided the Neighborhood Association was a really good place to start in terms of building connectedness and just building relationships and getting to know other people who, work, live, and play where I do. So I applied to put on a harvest festival for the community, and that was kind of one of 3 ideas that I had at the time. And then I worked with the South Tabor Neighborhood Association board to kind of get a greater understanding of what sort of projects have been funded in the neighborhood in the past. I wanted to do my part in terms of helping to build community and build social capital and capacity within my neighborhood, since I knew that was going to be a place where I was going to stay for a while. I reached out to, I want to say 15 to 20 nonprofit organizations, and I got 10 committed. So I had 10 nonprofit organizations with a focus in food systems at the event, which was a huge success in my mind. What this money really allowed us to do was to incorporate food, which is quite expensive. So we incorporated 2 meals into the event. It also allowed us to purchase numerous supplies and materials. We expanded the arts and crafts activities that we were offering to the children. It also allowed us to do a lot of the marketing and promotion, and a majority of the funds were spent on marketing and promotion. It's estimated we got about 500 people throughout the day. So I think one of the strongest successes of the project was bringing the community together. I initially set out to build a community, and that's really hard to measure. How do you measure building community? But at the end of the day, I had great feedback. I had people writing in a log about how much they were enjoying the event and how much they wanted to stay involved. I still am receiving feedback to this day, so I know that the event created a lot of energy within the neighborhood, and hopefully that's enough to keep things moving and to keep the event sustainable in the future. But I think it also allowed South Tabor Neighborhood Association to build its leadership as an organization, as a neighborhood leader, because they are our neighborhood leader. And I don't think that a lot of people embrace their neighborhood association or really understand why they're there. And they're there to serve their constituents, which is the people living in their neighborhood or working or, whatnot within their neighborhood boundaries. And so I think events like this, really large events like this, are very beneficial for the neighborhood associations, which have so much to offer their neighborhood, but struggle with involving people and getting volunteers. And that's a challenge that we faced with this event, volunteer recruitment and volunteer retention. And I think it's a challenge that any organization faces, but I think it's especially challenging in today's political, social, and economical climate. And so I think the Harvest Festival really allowed our neighborhood association to take a leadership role, and hopefully it made people more aware of them and their role, and and it allowed others in the neighborhood to step up and lend a hand and hopefully make themselves known and make good connections as well. Southeast Uplift has been very supportive along the way, and I never questioned going to them for any insight or any piece of information that I needed. And I think the Office of Neighborhood Involvement should continue funding that program because they're great, and their mission is great, and I think the small grants program is really great, and I hope it continues. And I look forward to building a bigger and better event next year, and I hope that other neighborhoods, other folks are motivated enough to go out and write a grant. It's not hard. Southeast Uplift keeps the parameters really simple, so it's very easy and straightforward. The process is not complicated. You just have to be brave enough to take it on, and especially if you do get funded.